Welcome, Trip Eisenhower, my good friend Jaime Diaz. That place right there, awesome. What a tournament, what a golf course, Jaime. So much talk about distance rollbacks and all the different things we got to do. That golf course frustrated the best in the world, the best regular season field we've had in years, and frustrated them left and right with nothing there but Riviera that's been there from the first time I ever walked on the grounds in 2001. It's pretty much the same doggone place, and it stood up. So what does that say about the state of the game with rollbacks, or kind of go to these classic venues and just make them firm and fast and get those conditions difficult?
Yeah, Riviera is sort of unique among the classics because it seems like it can combat not quite having enough length. They brought some length there. Other courses like Marion, it seems like they get overwhelmed. Riviera does not get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
It's a funny, it's really a tribute to George Thomas and that original design. And the great players have always loved it. I know how much Freddie loved it, and shot makers Hogan loved it, and it sounds like you loved it when you played it. And you were a good ball striker.
I loved it. Yeah.
Tell me about your reaction to.
Well, the first time I walked on the property, I couldn't believe how after seeing it on TV, because I had watched Freddie Couples win there multiple times. I remember watching Nick Faldo win there in the late '90s, and first time there, I was just like, holy moly, this place is small.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a big footprint. You go down on that range, and the range has the nets up, and I mean, it's a small footprint.
The practice green is small.
The practice green is small. And that first tee shot, I fell in love with the place right there, because just from the first tee on, and the nuances of the golf course, all it is really, Jaime, is green sizes and difficulty of those greens. I mean, the 10th hole is the shortest par 5 in the world.
Yes.
I mean,
one of the best.
And one of the best.
Yeah.
I know. I love that hole. There's so many different ways to play it. They don't need to be 520-yard par 4s to challenge the best in the world.
But the thing is, it's asking a lot to have someone be as good and nuanced and artistic an architect as George Thomas was. I mean, you could have 50 Rivieras and have the tour and the elite players always play there, but there just aren't that many of them. It takes, and this is the thing, I think, to lose these kind of golf courses over time because of distance is a minor tragedy if you love the game, I think. And I don't think enough people are really attuned to that whole thing. I mean, Jeff Shackelford writes about this all the time. He grew up in Riviera.
Right.
And he's very astute about architecture, and he's always sort of showing this as the model for how golf should be played. It's the most interesting golf, and that's, after watching yesterday, Adam Scott's such a wonderful ball striker.
He is, yeah.
And it really is rewarded on a course like this. He's not a great putter. He putted well enough, obviously, but you love to see the ball strikers rise to the top. I just think it makes the game more interesting. So I don't know if it was just a fluky week. They obviously got it very firm, which makes any course hard. And the pin positions, the hole positions on Sunday were extremely tough.
And that's the thing about those hole positions, I'll say. I mean, the margins. Like, I look at the second hole. You see Kuchar's ball come up there, get close, and then goes down, and he ends up making a mistake.
And you could say that's too tricky, but nobody ever complains about Riviera.
No, because it's fair. You've got to hit it right to that hole and get it past pin high when that pin's there. And then the problem is, from there, the putt is extremely fast. So it really challenges you from start to finish. But it brings to mind another golf course that is not the same, but it's on the PGA Tour, and it stands up the test of time, and I'm talking about Harbour Town.
Yeah, Harbour Town does.
Harbour Town is not long at all, but tiny targets coming in. I think green size should be something that should be looked at in challenging the best players in the world, not just distance. Let's throw that in the mix, because green size and contour of greens, without building elephants and things like there are no elephants on these greens there. There's a bunker in the middle of one of them.
A lot of the architects do it because it gives more maintenance options. You don't wear the green out as much. But I think big greens, honestly, they forgive bad shot making sometimes. If you're a good putter, you can hit it 40 feet away, make par. But if you're not a good ball striker and you're having to hit really finesse wedges around the green, that's an equalizer, I think. That punishes the bad ball striker more.
Right.
And, I think you look at Pebble, really small greens.
Exactly.
And coming down the stretch, 8, 9, 10, 11, those, 12.
12.
I mean, all the way in, really.
Yeah.
That really separates guys. And Pebble didn't have much rough. I think the rough because of Kikuyu rough doesn't have to be long. It's punishing like
it is.
Bermuda.
It's so thick. People don't realize Kikuyu is a really thick bladed grass, so it really grabs your club.
And the eucalyptus trees do really overhang the fairways at Riviera. So Riviera is a unique, wonderful kind of combination of a lot of things that bring out classic golf. And it's not going to get lost to history because as
No.
it proved.
No.
Although when it gets soft and wet, as it often does, it's easy.
Yeah.
So you need fast and firm, and I just think all these optimal conditions that you need to really test the best players are so narrow and rare that I think we are losing something in the game if these kind of courses go away and the conditions, have to be perfect, ideal. You go to the U.S. Open, if it rains, it messes it up. It should just be more about, and that's why I'm in favor of a rollback.
Yeah.
I mean, guys are still hitting wedges into 18
I know,
at Riviera.
that's phenomenal. Because, I remember hitting 4 irons,
all
five
day
irons
long.
in
And,
there,
you remember the famous Robert Allenby shot,
Yeah, with a
3-wood in the
three-wood.
playoff.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you should have 3-woods, but, bring some long irons and middle irons back. And even at Riviera, you can't do that without either rolling the ball back or adding more length, and that doesn't have the footprint for it.
No footprint. You can't do it.
So, to me, it's an argument for what the USGA and the R&A are talking about.
Well, I think we'll come to an agreement that we need to throw green size in the mix as well. But he's Jaime, I'm Tripp. Thanks for stopping by. And if you like what you see, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.